What's going on, HVAC contractors? It's Chris Stelzer here with AutomaticHVACSales.com. And today I want to talk to you about something extremely important. And I like to call it the decision-making criteria ladder, right? So just think of it as a ladder with rungs, right? And on the very top rung, most HVAC contractors believe that price is the number one decision-making criteria that homeowners have when making a decision, whether that's moving forward with your service quote or replacing their entire HVAC system or upgrading to a heat pump or getting a ductless system for, let's say, their master bedroom, right? They think that price is the end-all, be-all decision-making criteria that most homeowners use. And it is, right? That actually is, because most HVAC contractors lead with that criteria. It's all about price. They're trying to outbid, which means lower their profit margins, their competitors, right? The other people, the other contractors that this homeowner could potentially be getting bids from and probably is getting bids from. So what you need to do is figure out a way to take price from up here and lower it down the decision-making ladder for the homeowner. And the way that you do that is by differentiating yourself, by educating your customer, the homeowner. And the best example of this, as I'm sure we all know, if you've been in the trades for any number of years, and most likely if you're an owner or manager watching this, you know that the quality of the work is extremely important to how an HVAC system performs. But if you back up even further, you know that before that even starts, you need to size the system properly, right? So a lot of HVAC contractors, especially sales reps, can go into a home and say, oh, you know, it's a 2.5 ton AC. I'm just going to quote a 2.5 ton AC. Well, did they do a load calculation? Well, let's say they did do a load calculation and they determined that, you know what, they only need a 2 ton and that's going to save them money. That's an example of how you can lower price from up here down the decision-making ladder for your customer by actually educating them on what you're doing and why. And, you know, you can just articulate, hey, it's actually really important to size the system properly because of X, Y, and Z. We noticed that you have a 2.5 ton AC here. Well, you actually need a 2 ton after doing my load calculation. So that's going to save you money, yes, but more importantly, your system's going to be sized properly. You're going to need most likely a smaller furnace or air handler, right? If maybe in a more extreme example, if you went from a 3.5 ton to a 2 ton or a 3.5 ton to a 2.5 ton, but you get the point, right? You need to educate the customer. So that's how you can slowly start chipping away and moving price down the decision-making ladder, because you're taking the role of the advocate for the homeowner, right? You're educating them. That's just one example, right? Another example might be, hey, we're gonna set your new air handler or furnace up on a box, and then we're gonna cut out the side, and you're gonna have side flow and airflow on the bottom as well. That's gonna allow the system to have more airflow through it more freely. We're going to put a nice media filter on the other side, on the return side, so you have a nice big media filter. It's going to filter your air better. There's going to be less resistance of air moving through that media filter into the rest of the system, which means you're going to save money on energy bills. You're going to pro-life the lung of your equipment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I did work in the HVAC industry at the largest home service company in my area for a couple of years, and I did sell residential and commercial jobs, but you most likely have more expertise than me. You might have found like a flaw in what I've just told you or shared with you, and that's okay. But the point that you need to take home is that that is how you move price from up here on the primary decision to down here, okay? And then additionally, you can make a better offer. So instead of just offering a furnace and air conditioner, you can offer a furnace, air conditioner, the media filter, a free year of your of your yearly or biannual or annual service agreement, and then maybe 2 free filters as well. So just by doing that, you're already positioning yourself as a much better deal and value in the mind of the homeowner than compared to your competitors, right? So it takes a little bit more effort, but the thing we do here at AutomaticHVACSales.com is you can actually automate a lot of that, what I've just told you about. So for example, before your sales guy even knocks on the door, you could send out a welcome kit in the actual mail, or even easier, you can send him a text message, an email with all this information in it, in a video form, in a PDF form, text form, doesn't matter, that actually educates the homeowner before your salesperson gets there. And then let's say your salesperson doesn't close the deal, right? They don't sell the job. Well, then you can trigger more automations to happen to continue furthering that relationship and education. So that is how you move price from number one down the criteria ladder, which means you can be a little bit more flexible with the profit margin that you have on each job that you sell. Now, I'm not telling you to take advantage of people, but I'm also telling you you can have a higher profit margin, right? So that's just one example. Now I have some free resources for you, a free resource for you. What I want you to do is click on the link near this video, head over to my website, enter your name and email, and request that resource so you can start really getting a deeper understanding of how to actually grow your HVAC company, how to make more money while doing it, and how to get out from under the thumb of Google's monopoly. And let's just be honest, how to stop or lessen your dependency on these marketing agencies that really have no idea what it's like to work in the trades or to run your business, right? The only thing they think of is more leads when it's a lot more nuanced and deeper than that. So check out my other videos, click on the link near this video, head over to my resources section on my website, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.